I've always supported funding for the arts, not just those brick and mortar, but I knew working with the arts community and later becoming a member of Creative Pinellas, that a lot of those dollars, even if it's grant, funded, don't get down to support the people that are actually producing the art. What's your strategic vision? You've got to have a plan and an ask, of what you're going to do with that money and what your priorities are as an arts community. And then I would fully support it. So I think if we get that lined up, things like the San Francisco, artist stipend that we just talked about, that could easily come out of that pool of money. The funding source that makes sense to me is that bed tax. And while everybody's going to be asking for their piece of it, the arts community has to be speaking in one accord, making that ask and lining up, right? And being heard as the Phillies are coming asking for a new stadium, the Rays are coming asking for funding. Arts community's voice has to be heard in that process. So yeah, absolutely see you, not only from you being artists and having that, I think, God-given ability to produce something that no one else can produce, but also I see you as business people. That you are running enterprises, right? And I know how much blood, sweat, and tears goes into that as well. So I think I'm going to bring all that to the table as a mayor, not only in making sure that we find a way to finally carve out a funding source. And it's really embarrassing, quite frankly, because when I was on the commission and we took this up, we had a comparison with other counties in Florida and even other cities like Sarasota and Tampa put more into the arts than we do as a county. And those charts are out there, they're part of public record. And so we know we have to catch up. What we're doing now has been kind of incremental, with a grant program here, funding for some capital project there, and those have been pretty big. But we've got to get that plan in place. This is our approach and strategy of supporting the arts, from the big facilities to the individual artists. And to me, that is how you move to getting that funding carved out. So what's the number? What's the stipend we're asking for? And just do the math on it. And that way I know what to work for and looking at all these funding sources. But the concept makes good sense to me. We've made a lot of progress, but we're at a point where the decisions we make are going to determine whether we retain what made St. Pete great, that authenticity, that funkiness, that affordability, that accessibility. All those things matter. And so now is a time for us to live our values, not just talk about equity, not just talk about sustainability and the importance of the arts and youth programs and affordability, but to actually be intentional about it.